Hello. So I've got a slightly new setup going. I'll switch over to it here in just a second. Hopefully the music isn't too loud. I see I'm incredibly bright on the screen. Hold on. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the bench. I have a new positioning. New positioning for the camera, way better, I think. New system of lights, too. I am no longer completely surrounded by hardware, which is very liberating. You can see the model, nothing in the background. And it can be zoomed in onto and focuses on it correctly. Now you can see all the little details. But welcome back to the stream. We're going to be working on the Cadians. It's the title. We are so close to being done with them that it hurts. It hurts how close we're done. Just going to keep bumping this up right here. Get my chair in and get comfortable. We have a couple of small details left on some of these guys that I'm going to go over tonight. There is, I think this guy might be the only one actually that has a set of goggles on. So we'll get him out of the way. Actually, nope, we do. We have two guys with goggles on. And figure out how it is that we want to paint those. I think I'm going to do like a silver metallic around the outside of the goggles, and then we'll paint some kind of light, or not light, but a reflection on the inside of them to make them look a little different. Or maybe we'll just do like, maybe we'll do orange. No, that's too crazy. So we'll start with, I'm going to get my small number 2. This little bad boy right here. Can you see that? Yep. Get her nice and wet. Make sure she's clean. I do still have all this stuff on the palette from the last couple of streams, but I'm not sure how much of it's going to be good anymore. We'll see if my lead belcher is still alive. Just barely. Try to bring that back. We'll get into painting here. We're just going to do the goggles. Very small detail. Make sure our brush stays wet and that the lead belcher does not dry on the tip. I want to paint over his nose. All right, we're looking pretty okay there. Go touch up on the other guy. Let's even have some focusing issues here. That's fine. I'm going to drop his gun a little bit more. Okay. And get to the inside of the goggles. I think I'll do my grayscale for this, and we're going to do the grayscale for this, and we're going to paint lines into it to kind of make it look like reflections with the highlight colors. So we'll base it with Mechanica Standard Gray. Which I should already have pulled out somewhere. There we go. Give it a good shake. How y'all doing today? Let me know if you're watching. Where you at? Don't be scared. Or do be. You know what? Do be scared. Be terrified. Drop some paint on our palette right here. Just a little, not a lot. Just a couple of little spots to have to fill in. And this might feel like it's going to come out very dark, but once we start throwing the highlight colors and everything on it, that's when it'll become more clear what we're trying to do here. All right, I think we're pretty good. I think we nailed it on him. Back over to the plasma gunner. Very carefully, just get just inside the lenses. All right. That's the Mechanica Standard. Now we can go up to... Let's have one of them over here somewhere. Eshin. Eshin gray. Got to track it down. There we go. And we'll grab Dawnstone while we're at it too, because that's going to come afterwards. Give Eshin Gray a nice good mix, and we're going to paint not across the entire thing, but you do want to kind of try to have the same width lines equally spaced out from one another, and have both of them illustrated in the same spots on either set of goggles. So for this guy, I'm going to try to do two lines over both eyes, and then I'm going to come in afterwards with that Eshin with the Dawnstone, and I'm going to paint over one side of each of those lines. So it's going to be on the same side. That way it kind of looks like light is reflecting off of it. Think like snowboarding goggles. You know what I'm saying? You following me? You picking up what I'm putting down? Good. I was hoping you'd say that. Clean this bad boy off and get some Eshin on the palette, even though it does look a little bit darker than the Mechanicus. What's going on with there, bud? I try to mix it up just a little bit better on the palette. Now my Eshin is completely unmixed. Just keep working at it for a moment. Really not sure what's going on with this paint right now. It's completely watered down. No, I'm just not going to use it. I don't know what's going on with it. I'm just going to go straight to Dawnstone because I'm not going to ruin the goggles. It's really disappointing. I don't know what's going on. So we'll pivot. We're gonna have the Mechanicus standard base. We'll have Dawnstone for the thick line highlights, and then we'll just go right till white. We'll go to White Scar for that second stage of highlights. Okay. All right. That's about what I wanted. And we go over to the or white. I'll just be using AK's white for this. That bottle gives me way too much paint. And we're going to very carefully just paint along those lines. I'm actually going to move the microphone so I can get closer. Now it kind of looks like reflections on the inside of the goggles, so our goggles are good. Looking good. I'll hop over to this guardsman and take care of his. Make sure our paint doesn't dry on the brush. There we go. We're good on the goggles. And we can look at touching up some of the minor details on them. I am going to take my Stormhost Silver, which is my silver highlighting color. This is what I throw over the lead belcher after I apply a non-oil to it. There's a couple of tiny, super tiny spots that are so small, it's not even worth trying to do any of the base layering or the shading on it to begin with. So I'm just going to go around. I'm going to touch up some of those spots on all of these models. And we can figure out where to go from there. Maybe we'll do the plasma glow after that. I have to figure out, I have to look up and see how it is I do that again. It's been a while. I don't get to paint plasma very often. Put the Stormhost Silver away. But you know, I do a little bit more than painting. Turns out I do play the game too, and I have been following everything that's been going on and what's been happening recently. New terrain rules today. Very interesting. We're adding more depth to our game as if it doesn't already have enough. We need more. I cannot wait to measure more stuff. I have to measure before I measure for my measuring. This thing back out of my face. We've got some little dots on the boots. Cufflinks. Check for any other little spots and details. I guess we can get this inside here on their collar too. All right, he looks good. Or we'll get the gun. Just little rivets on the gun too. Can't forget those. Again, these are just going to get done with Stormhost Silver because they're too small to do with anything else. It will be a minuscule difference. We're just going to work our way down the line. I guess I could have done his plasma gun too. I think I might have already done that. keep on trucking. You might notice I also applied their shoulder decals. I think that's what these models were really missing. It's those bright, stark white icons and numbers that really bring all of it together, I think. Really makes it eye-popping. Actually, I need to go back and paint everybody else's collar pieces now. Such a small detail, so easy to forget. Clean that brush out. There we go. Check and make sure nobody else had a blade. Now we're just going through the motions. You see this missed the lead belcher. These metal straps that he has. Get that down to the belcher real quick, and then we'll highlight it with the Stormhost Silver. Our boots, our collars, our cuffs. Right, isn't it? It's way easier to see everything and what's going on. To the next one. See, it's great because now you can see all of my mistakes even better too. Who doesn't love that? I think I'm most excited to finally be rid of all the background clutter. Transfer this guy's arm back on him. But thank you for joining me. I hope the microphone and the camera and everything is appropriate too. Probably about as much as I do. Okay. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Welcome to the Crimson Bench. Yeah, I only kind of know what I'm doing, you know, just a little bit. Just a little bit. All right, Surge is looking good. I think we're done with the little metallics. Make sure nobody snuck any more blades on me. I think we're all right. I'll touch up on the grenade guys, little belt of grenades too while we're here. I'm going to keep this very simple. We'll do red, yellow, and I'm thinking black. Red, yellow, and black for the 3 different grenade colors. I'll just do one color of highlight on them too. I'm only going to take a small line, just kind of, you know, bring it down the side of this highlight color. We'll use Mephiston red. Where'd you go? There you go. And you know what? I never doubted you for a moment. Not one moment. I knew you'd be here. Right here. Right here. See this? Palpitations. But what do you think? What do you think, huh? Oh yeah, right. Oh, I'm not holding my breath. Hey, you know what? It's all right. I just know who to remember when I blow up and I get real big. You know what I'm saying? Come on, give me some paint. I'm gonna stay with my Polinsky Sable number 2. My small brush for this. Yeah, oh, watch out. He's gonna get you. And we'll do the red on the... we'll do the middle one. This one does fire damage. This is the ketchup grenade. Now with Averland's Sunset, I'm gonna paint the mayonnaise grenade. Whoever used this paint bottle last made an absolute mess out of it. We do that. I'm gonna do 1 or 2 coats of this just to make sure we get a nice even color. We're gonna do that on the top one. All right, we'll let that coat sit. We have our mayonnaise and we have our ketchup. And I think I still have some black on the palette. It still looks good, so we're just going to go in and do the last grenade with the black tip. I hope it's a better view. I think it is. I think it looks pretty good. I'd rather have watched it like this than however I had it previously. I don't know what I was smoking. Some good shit, that's what. And we'll come back in with the red as the first coat should be dry now. One more coat of that. Make sure we get a nice solid color on that Mephiston. By now the mustard should be dry too. One more coat of our mustard. And I think we've got a nice solid coat for the black already, so we're good there. For highlight colors, on the red, I'm going to be doing Wazdaka. Gotta give it a good shake. Has a chance to read the chat. What are you guys up to? Just talking more smack? Because that's what it looks like. I'd like to have the games and everything set up again here soon, but in the meantime, at least this Sunday, I will actually be painting again. But perhaps by next weekend, and especially with the new edition coming right around the corner, we'll be going back to doing games again. And we'll be trying to get it all out as soon as we find out about it. We like to try to stay in the know here in the bench. Make sure we secure that competitive edge. I do think I'm going to have to start wearing gloves while I paint, though. Looking a little multicolored. This is the Wazdaka. Don't need a lot, just a little. There it is. Wasn't that fun? I'm just going to take a small dab of the AK White. Just a little bit on the brush. Put it into the Averland Sunset. Give it a slightly more lemon, brighter yellow color. And do the same exact thing up on the yellow with that. That's our highlight there. We'll go to the Mechanica Standard Gray. That should still be on the palette. And use that to do the highlight on the Black Grenade. All right. This cool little tidbit is done. He's got a spoon there. Very nice. Pop that sucker off. I can't think of anything else I can do to this one. I think some of them do have some hair tucked in there, so we might actually... We will go and take the Averland Sunset again and try to paint that hair. I need to bring it in. I think I might just pop the head off entirely. This does not hurt the model. Might be a little hard to see there. I know it is for me. And if you think that is a very difficult thing to paint, wait until you see what we do next. If you think I'm crazy now, just going to rest her head incorrectly there and slightly back. That way it is easier for me to get at here soon. But she looks pretty good regardless. I like how this is going. This is coming along well. We'll put her to the side. I'm going to check for any extra details on anybody else. I'm looking for things on the backpack. I'm looking for grenades. Stuff on the helmet. It looks like he's got a couple of things up in there, but I'm not sure what. So we're just going to kind of fill them in with some colors that are going to contrast well against the green and the silver. We'll paint this yellow, whatever it is that they've got bound around the top of their helmet. On to the next one. He's got a handful of things up there too. Like I said, not quite sure what it is. It is difficult to tell, but I'm going to make a rough interpretation of what it is supposed to be. And for that, I need to get my... I think I have like a Corvax white. Is that what it's called? It's hiding from me. We'll just base it in gray sear. Gotta find a spot on the palette to put it on. I do need a new palette paper. Give that just a second to dry out, and then I'm going to take my AK Interactive White and do a small highlight on it. Looks good. So you think you're good to go. You did have a hidden blade. Go back to the Stormhost Silver and just touch the spot right there. Gun back. So she's got some hair up inside of her helmet too. I'm going to go in there with a little bit of brown first. At least I thought it was hair. I don't think it is. I'm going to think of it. So, never mind. It does look like there was a smidgen right there, which is good to go. And I'm of the belief that this is either a cup or a roll of toilet paper that is on the back. And I love the idea of it being a roll of toilet paper, so that's how I'm going to paint it. We'll start with Xandri Dust. We'll highlight that Xandri Dust with Ushabti Bone. We're going to do this by painting lines across it directly, kind of like a purity scroll, but rolled out. Which I suppose a purity scroll really is nothing more than just a unrolled piece of toilet paper with a bunch of stuff written on it. It's kind of weird to think of it that way. And we are good on these shit tickets. I do see rope on him. That just going to do the same thing on this is Sandry Dust. Give it a little blow so it dries off faster. And we'll go back to the Ashopti Bone. All right. Everything's looking pretty clean. See what this guy's got going on. He's got something in his helmet. We'll do the same thing we did before, so we're just going to do... This is the Gray Seer. And then we'll cut in with our white. just do a little highlight over the edge. Maybe they're playing cards, maybe they're glow sticks, cigarettes. I have no idea. The detail is too small to determine, so it is up to you to use your imagination. Look at that. And for Plasma Gunner's got anything other than his goggles? It doesn't look like it. And the last man of the squad also has nothing special going for him. Just the cool goggles. All right. Let me think where to go to next. I think we can do... we'll do the red dot on the las guns. A couple of them do have... you can just barely see the power pack. There's a dot in there that I like to imagine is the battery charge light. So if it is red, then you are good. I'm going to go around and we will very carefully touch white onto those. And then we will come back with a fluorescent red or pink and gently paint it over it and a little bit around the surrounding area to kind of create a glow effect. Oh yeah, we could do yellow on one of them too to show that they're a little on the low side. You know what I mean? Go down the line quick on these guys. We'll put the special weapons out of the way. They don't need it. Sure, our brush stays wet. It's the very small little details like these that I think are usually the most rewarding to paint. They're so simple and so easy to do, but they add such a realistic level of detail to the miniature. They make it feel and look as real as something from the 41st millennia could. After we're done with this, I'll probably go into doing some scratch marks on some of the armor pieces too. That's a little bit above and beyond for infantry, but I'm feeling motivated. Tonight, so we'll do that. Okay, that's all of our white painted. Going to go get my fluor colors. I'm realizing are not up here right now. I'll be right back. Oh no, you're good. All right, these will be done with these guys. I don't know if you can read that. Maybe it's reversed. Oh no, you can totally read that, right? Yeah. Green Stuff World's fluorescent colors. They're really thin, but most fluorescent colors are, and that's part of the effect. So we are going to pull out we will get our fluor red for this. Fluor colors are always kind of weird, so we're going to kind of paint the white spot in the area around it with the fluorescent red first. Then once we go through all the models and we come back around again, we're going to take a very small dot of white and pick it right in the dead center of each of those lights. I totally forgot the yellow one. We'll do fluor yellow in there too. It'll be the one running away. Try to knock the ball loose. I think we should be good to go. All right, here is our fluor red. It's not covering very well for some reason right now. Hold on. I think the pigmentation really has settled down a lot in the bottle. There it is. Yeah, that was just medium. That's pretty much all that came out was a little bit of medium. Or a whole lot of medium with a little bit of acrylic in it, so. There we go. We got a nice mix on this bad boy now. Drop some of that on the palette. Oh, yeah, there it is. That's a lot more red. It's a little hard to see on that one. That is way too much. I wonder if my fluor paint has gone bad. Although I am noticing that it is very thin. I really do need to get my my vortex mixer up again. I have it. I need to find what I did to the cable, the power cable. That way I can plug it back in and really give these paints a nice good shake. Oh, great. That one's for the floor. Okay. Let's check out who's dry. I totally forgot the yellow again. Next time. I got another 20 of them to paint. There'll be a chance. I will put yellow on somebody. All right, we're going to go back from the top again and work our way down. This is going to be with a second very small white dot just on the center, which is already pretty white. It seems like the bluer just completely avoided the actual light source, but you know what? That's okay. It is a little bit too thinned down for some reason. Now the brush does not want to brush. Okay. You know what? It's close enough for what I want. Close enough for what I want with just basic infantry. So one last thing I know that I can do to all of these guys is the Cadian eyes. Cadians are known for their purple pupils because of the proximity that Cadia has to the big, huge warp hole. For some reason, it makes their eyes purple. I don't know why. They don't know why. They stopped asking questions. So all native-born Cadians have purple eyes. And I'd like to think that my Cadians are from Cadia. Makes sense, right? How many more times can I say Cadia? A lot. Well, I'm not gonna. So I think I have notes somewhere that have a color, and I try to keep it consistent. I've already done this for my Kazarkan, so let me look and see what color I did my Cadian in. Kazarkan eyes in. Sick. Okay, turns out I don't have that written down anywhere, which is great. That means I get to explore again and try new things, whole new world. So in that case, I do have a plethora of different colors. I'm going to try. Have a good one. Thank you very much for joining. We're going to do a Decala Lilac for our eyes tonight. And I might actually have to break out the funky magnifying helmet for doing these. If I can find out where it's at. You think I'd have the painting tools at the painting desk, but you'd be way wrong about that. We're just winging it. We're doing it live. Thank you very much for following. Okay. Actually, I have a number 1. And I'm going to, I haven't used it yet, but I think tonight is the night that the number 1 gets used. He's number 1. Can you tell the difference? I can't. Oh well. Make sure we get all the brush soap out of it, as it is a brand new brush. I usually ship it with some type of conditioner or something inside of it. And this is going to be our first lucky guardsman to get their eyes painted. Wowee. And we're going to be very, very careful. I'm going to move the microphone Fucking nailed it. Oh, what is pain but a small price to pay for perfection? That's something Slash would say. That's really good. You know what? I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of myself for nailing that eye. We're gonna go down the rest of the line now. This guy's got goggles on. Easiest size I've ever painted. There have been plenty of crazy-eyed models, and I have no intention of ever painting one of those. Because those things are... Oh my god. Oh! Oh my god. Once you see him, you can't not. You know? I did boo-boo a little bit on this one, but it's okay. You can't really see it because it's underneath the hat. Oh, he's clearly cross-eyed. -1 ballistic skill. I don't know if it's actually visible or not to you guys. Thank you for the follow. Which, if any of you are over there on Kick, say something in the chat so I can see if it's actually showing up like it's supposed to. Bad news. You're toast. Hey, your mom just called on the Voxcaster. She said you wouldn't do it. It looks like he has difficulty eating. And the last one. Unfortunately, the brush was overloaded and dumped a whole bunch of paint in there. All right, I've got to find my magnifying lenses at some point, but that's as good as it's going to get for right now. I think we'll cut over to doing some teeth, as some of them do have it. You do not want to paint your teeth white. You do want to start with a slightly darker color, like celestial gray or even something a little more yellow. Then we can go back with our AK white and try to paint in some of the highlights here for the teeth. All right. I think that is probably about as good as things are going to get with my Cadians for right now. I think there are a couple of details that I could still touch up and fix on the backpack of the Voxcaster. I know he's got some things that still need to be painted, but I really need to sit down with the picture of that guy and check out and see what it is that they have going on over at Games Workshop. But I'm pretty satisfied. I feel pretty good. I got to take care of their bases, and once that's done, I'll be taking some pictures of them, and I'll be able to put them up onto the Instagram and everything else. So hopefully if I find the time between now and Thursday, I will have them based, and we can work on painting the bases and finishing them off. That way we can finally put a clear coat and a varnish on them and call them done. I'm thinking right now, maybe there is one more thing that I want to do. I don't know if I'm set up for that right now, though. I have to find some sponge. I'm very lacking right now. But we'll figure it out. That being said, thank you for joining me today. I hope that the new setup is it's really having a hard time, isn't it? Oh well, there we go. I hope the new setup is everything I wanted it to be. I'll have to watch back and see how everything looks on my end. But thanks for joining me tonight on the Crimson Bench. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. See ya.